If you are an online entrepreneur trying to build toward consistent 10K months, I want to show you 3 areas, keys, or pillars I believe you need to master. And here's the interesting part. Only one of them is actually about business strategy. Because you can have the right offer, but you can also know how to create content and you can understand sales. You can even know exactly what you should be doing every single day and still not create the business, income, or freedom you know you're capable of. And I believe there's a reason for that. And today I'm going to show you the 3 areas I believe have to work together. And this isn't something I've learned from reading one book or taking one online course. I've been creating businesses almost all of my life, plus 30 years. I've built businesses. I built a company from 0 to 500 in a team. I built my own company from 0 to 60 people in a team in less than 4 years. And I have coached more than 100 entrepreneurs, business owners. And I've also lost almost everything and found myself in a $1.5 million debt. And I had to rebuild my business and myself more than once. And one of the biggest things I've learned from all of this is business is actually quite simple, but we make business incredibly complicated. And very often, the thing making it complicated isn't the business, it's us. I actually taught this framework that I'm going to show you inside my Income Breakthrough community this past Saturday. And I thought, why not share it here and the short version of it? Because whether you are building a coaching business, an education business, a community, consulting, or some kind of online business, I think these 3 areas are worth looking at. So grab a piece of paper if you want, and maybe also bring a pen. And as I go through them, don't just listen. Ask yourself, where am I strongest right now? And even more important, where am I weakest? Because that may tell you a lot about what's keeping you from your next level. And very quickly before I show you this framework, if what we're talking about in this video sounds like the kind of business you want to build, not simply a business that makes money, but an aligned online business that you really love, working with people that you enjoy working with, moving toward 10K months consistently and beyond, and creating more freedom to actually build a life that you love, that's exactly what we are building inside the Income Breakthrough community. And we are already more than 40 entrepreneurs inside. And I've just opened our founding member registration, and it's only $20 a month. And you get the full training of this video and much more. But also, what I'm sharing with you, there's a full training, and also there is the Breakthrough Scorecard. And that scorecard is something that can help you to look fully into the details of where you are right now, but also set up goals for the next month and also the next 6 months. And then we got to follow up each month of these. And how to improve this? Well, we are building the Breakthrough Blueprint inside of the community, so you can actually see, okay, this is where I'm weakest. I have to work on this thing, or I want to work on this, and then you can dive into the Breakthrough Blueprint and find the trainings that's going to help you. All of this and much more for only $20. There's a link below this video, and now let's dive into the 3 areas. So my first question in this part in this video is, are you building the business you want or the business you think you're supposed to build? I asked this question because I had to ask myself this question the last months, saying I was on one path or one direction, but it didn't feel aligned. So I'm asking you the same thing. Are you working towards the business that you want or the business you think you're supposed to build? And I found this quote from Steve Jobs: your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. All right? Now, there's three areas or pillars or whatever keys you want to call it. Let's dive right into it. So, the first one is business, the second one is the inner game, and the third one is vibration. The fact is, from all of the years that I worked with this, and also since 2012, where I came from my $1.5 million debt, and in less than 4 years, I paid off the debt, I invested more than $250,000 in my own development, coaches, mentors, traveling all over the world and doing seminars, attending seminars. And I kind of came to this, that yes, we need some strategies, but we don't need a lot of those. But there's an inner game that we have to be aware of and constantly play. And then there's vibrations. And you can't separate the business from the person building it. It's not like, and you probably know this. I mean, when I had my cleaning business, if I had a bad day and I came home, I couldn't just be very happy because I was stressed. So, and if I had a bad morning with my family, I couldn't go to work and be all on top. You're running a business, and your game in life will pretty much also be the game in business. So you can't separate the business from the person building it. That's why we have the inner game and the vibration. And let me share some notes with you. And again, this is from the full training in our community. The business. I've shared this again and again. When I built my cleaning business, which was from 0 to 60 people, there was three parts of this. Traffic here, that's for an online entrepreneur. But the cleaning business, it wasn't traffic. It was actually calling up potential customers, asking for a meeting. The next thing was like here, conversion was actually holding the meeting. And then for those that said, well, we want to work with you, Michael, and your company, we converted them into customers by having an offer. And then from there, it was delivering results. So they kept paying us every month, they kept being customers every month, and I could build the business that way. That was the cleaning business. When I built my 50K a month coaching business, online coaching business some years ago, it was the same thing: getting traffic, actually finding the potential clients, doing a meeting with them. And for those where we resonated and there was a fit, it became an offer. And from there, I signed with them. They became clients. And I wasn't, because I was the coach, it was not about me delivering results, but it was about me helping the client delivering results. And then I put in two more things here, because when we speak about the online business as an online entrepreneur, there is consistency. I put this into the business too, because there are different things like tracking and making sure that we do the numbers and these things. And even in our community, I will share some of the tracking sheets that I've been using myself that helped me a lot. And then the last thing I put in here is clarity. Because what I realized from my own was that when I got the clarity, first, when I got the clarity and I said I made a decision to solve the $1.5 million debt, with that clarity, a lot of great things happened. Synchronicities kept showing up, and I kept taking action towards them. Clarity with my cleaning business, when I knew that it was offices that I wanted to help, and I began contacting offices, and I knew we could help the offices very good with the checklist and the things that we did, and also because I've been in businesses and I went around in offices for so many years, that helped me a lot. When I did my online 50K a month business, when I got clarity that it was entrepreneurs, like brick and mortar business mostly, that I wanted to help, that helped me a lot. So getting the clarity on who is it and how are you going to help them and with what are you helping them. And here's the question right now from this video, and just now it's time with your pen and paper, just take a note. What's one area that would change the most for you right now of these? Just take a note. And again, if you want to do the full scorecard that we have, well, come and join us in the community. Now let's move to the next one here. Then we got the inner game. And these are just some of them, because here's a lot. The things that I'm mentioning here actually comes from my own experience, but also I had a lot of calls with online entrepreneurs the last month. Self-confidence, self-worth, visibility, which you could tie together with confidence and worth, decision-making, money, self-trust, and also being stuck, you could say, or letting your voice in the head taking you back or down, emotions taking a person down, an online entrepreneur down, or keeping them stuck, or something else. And what I shared again and again is that all of this is an inner game, and below these thoughts, that story, below that, there are deeper levels of mindset things and also emotional things to be worked with. But right now, just to keep this very simple. So again, if you look at the three parts from before: traffic, having an offer, convert, and client results. And then if you go here, traffic, what I heard from many of the people that I spoke with, online entrepreneurs I spoke with, is that they understand they need to do more traffic, get more traffic, and they understand they need to post more. But when I ask them, do you do it? And they say no. And I say, why? And they say, well, because I actually maybe look at TikTok, or that's an escape mechanism, right? Or I am afraid to post my truth. So that's kind of also an escape mechanism, because they don't do it. So they end up with not posting. They know they should. It's very simple, but they don't do it because there's an inner voice. Yak, yak, yak. Here's the grand part of an online entrepreneur: says 10K a month, freedom life, you can do it. But then this voice comes: you can't do it, people will laugh, you're not good enough, you don't have what it takes, you don't have something to help people with, brock, brock, brock. And often for online entrepreneurs, this voice wins. And that's why I put this here like the inner game. So my question to you with this one is, what do you already know you should be doing, but you're not doing it? And just take a note, not 100 things, just one. And let's move forward here. So the next one is vibration. And this is something that I've become very aware of. And as I've become more and more aware of this, I also kept thinking back to my own journey. And I kept thinking about, that's why I put all of the three pillars or keys or areas in this training. I kept thinking about when I was in a $1.5 million debt, one part of me was giving up. That was the small Michael. Yakety, 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 you can't do it, and the world is against you, and the financial crisis, and nobody likes you, and like. But there was something inside of me that made the decision to solve the debt, a bigger part of me. And still today, I keep thinking with that, it felt like a spark inside of me when I made the decision. It was kind of like my whole system got hijacked for a moment. And from there came a lightning through me, through all of my cells. And I keep thinking, if this is something or was something about my vibrations, because my energy shifted in that moment. I created a vision in that moment that I could solve the debt instead of it's all bad, I'm never going to solve it. And I was going down the drain with that energy. So with the other energy, my vibrations went from very low to very high. And that boost of energy, I still think, was that the energy, I do believe it, was that the energy that led me to the first seminar in London, that led me to my first business coach, that led me to do all of these seminars around the world, and just brought on new customers, great team members, and all of these things. I believe it. I also believe there was something deeper on a deeper level that had to be released still inside of me. But don't forget that I actually paid off the $1.5 million debt in less than 4 years. So what I'm saying here is there's a lot of teachers speaking about this, that the higher your energy, the higher your vibrations, the better things you will attract into your life. And if this is some kind of quantum things, or I have no clue about all of this. I don't think many people do, but I can only speak from what I've seen and the people that I've helped with this. And I can say one thing, which comes back to the thing about building a business that you love. Now, if you wake up each day and you are going as an online entrepreneur to build something, and somebody tells you that you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, but you don't like it. It could be that it's like you are just destroying yourself with this, but it could also be because it's not aligned with who you are. I made that decision last month that I wasn't aligned with the path that I was going on because I was testing out something in another person's program and it wasn't for me. No right or wrong. It's not about that, but it was about my vibrations. So let me ask you, if you wake up each morning and you don't really feel like this is going to happen, you don't feel like, maybe your energy could be at 100, but it's at 50%, you're not really clear on your vision, and you don't really feel like it's your vision, it's maybe 50% too. You're not aligned with the path you're on, it's on 50%. You don't trust that it's going to work out, it's on 50%. You are not in an abundant way of living or energy, it's on 50%. And you're not in flow, it's on 50%. I'm just asking you. And when I did this training this Saturday, we had one of our community members on the call, and the person, I'm going to use my words here, but the person said there's a lot of things going on and I feel it's a little stressed, my words. So again, if you don't see the results that you want and you're on 50% on the different levels of vibration, and maybe even stress, maybe even you feel responsibility towards your family, which stresses you even more and maybe put your total of vibration down to 40 or 30%. I'm really making my point here. And you wake up with that each morning, and then you try to build from there, 30%. And you're kind of like dragging yourself. So do you think your post or your videos will be the best version of you? Do you think that your universe will respond to you with, yeah, you want this, so let me give this to you? If you come like this, I don't really know if I can do it. And then you beat yourself up with a big stick. Oh, you couldn't do it like I did. Or if you're waking up full of energy, clear vision that's just like a magnet for you, fully aligned with the things that you're doing. And if you're not on the right path, or it feels like you are not doing the right things, well, you follow the flow and you shift because you want to be in alignment. And you feel abundant and you feel in flow. So things keep showing up for you and you follow that. Which person do you think will, let's say you're creating from the 30% or from the, let's say, 80%? Which of these people, which of these online entrepreneurs versions of you do you feel or think or believe will create the best results for you in your life? And again, as I said in the beginning, building something that you love, not only that you love the vision, but also the path to there, that you love it, that you feel aligned with it. And then let me ask you, that 30% version, do you think will take longer if it happens, or that on 80 or 100% waking up every morning saying, yeah, let's go to do it, feeling that kind of energy and loving each moment of the day, doing what you love? Well, which one do you believe would create the best results and maybe even fastest? Makes sense. And again, as I said, that's what I was reminding about. I'm just sharing from my experience all the time here with you guys. This is what I was reminded about with my own journey. When I was building my cleaning company, I mean, paying off a $1.5 million debt in 4 years took a lot of energy, but I felt great, right? Building a 50K online funnel. It was just like I made the decision. I'm stopping my speaking, seminar, and coaching physical business because I need to be with my daughter. I was just divorced. The day after, Sam Ovens showed up in my Facebook as an ad, and I had a call, and I was like, this is it. This is what I need. And as I said, well, the entrepreneurs that I wanted to help showed up. I created an ad. I didn't spend a lot of time on that. I just followed the program. I followed the flow and it felt right. And strategy session kept coming into me from that ad, right? So again, this is why I put vibrations in here. But I'm also saying in this video that when I look back, it wasn't only vibration, it wasn't only mindset, it wasn't only business strategies. It was a little bit of strategies and a lot of mindset and a lot of vibrations. But when doing these things together, mixed them in the pot, and there was a beautiful dish. So I'm just asking you right now, what are you creating from as we speak right now? Just take a note, even pause the video, take a note. Are you creating from 100% or 10% and in the different areas? And again, if you want to dial fully in with this, I got the whole scorecard inside our communities, and even we are building so you can just say, okay, I need to work with this. It's not finished now, we're building it. And then you go into our trainings in the community and you just find the video that will help you with that, because I'm just going to help you with everything there. So I hope this helped. So let me bring all three together. If you want to build toward consistent 10K months, don't just ask, what's the next strategy I need? Look at the three areas. So you know, the first one was business strategies, the second one was the inner game, and the third one is vibrations. And because I do believe that your next breakthrough might not require another course, it might not require another funnel, it might not require another 47 or 53 step strategy. Maybe one of these three areas, or one thing from each, simply needs your attention. So, practical action step, just a few things that you can do right now. What I would love for you to do, look at your notes and give yourself a score in each area from 1 to 10. We do the full thing in the scorecard inside the community, but you can do this right now. Don't overthink it. 1 is absolutely bad, 10 is absolutely awesome. So just write business and then say, okay, 1 out of 10. Don't think too much about it. Same thing with the inner game, 1 out of 10. Same thing with the vibration, 1 out of 10. Are you at 30%? It's a 3. Are you 50%? It's a 5. And then look at the lowest number and ask, what's one thing I could do this week to move that score forward just another point? Not 10 things, 1. Focus on one thing. And because one of the patterns I also see in entrepreneurs all the time is they try to change everything at once, and then nothing really changes. So pick one thing, one area, one action, and do it. So ultimately, I don't think the goal is just to build a 10K a month business, because you can build a 10K a month business that you hate. You can build a 20K a month business that completely consumes your life. And you can create more revenue and have less freedom than when you started. Personally, that's not what I'm interested in. I want to build a business that I love with people that I really love working with. Doing what matters most to me, creating great income, yes, but also having a life outside of it. And that's exactly what we're focusing on right now inside the Income Breakthrough community. Business, income, freedom. But in a way that is totally actually aligned with who you are and the life you want to live. So again, if this is what you're building to, you're more than welcome to join us inside the Income Breakthrough. The link is just below, and there's a finding member registration, currently $20 a month. So you'll get access to what I talked about today, and as we build it as a weekly training session, you'll get access to that, and complete training as it's built, you'll get access to that too. And then you'll be with other like-minded online entrepreneurs working toward the same thing. Again, the link is just below the video here. And whether you join us or not, I really invite you to do the exercise. Score those 3 areas. And even if you feel comfortable, if you are on YouTube watching this, share it in the comments. If you are inside the community and watching this, share it in the comments too. And then tell me in the comments which of the 3 needs the most attention in your business right now. So if you like this, I would appreciate a like, and also you're more than welcome to subscribe. There will be much more around this. And yeah, I really got a lot. I got a lot from all my experience that I want to share to help online entrepreneurs who want to build a business, income, and a life that they really love. So I'll see you in the next one.